Ho, 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 and Merry Christmas. Welcome back to EDC NC. My name is Samuel, and today, boy, do I have a holiday gift guide for you. Let's check it out. Get it? Get it? I'm Rudolph. Just wanted to let you know, today kicks off the 13 days of Christmas here on EDC NC. From today up until Christmas, we will upload a video every single day. And on Christmas Eve, guess what? We've got a little bit of a surprise for you. So keep an eye out for that. Alright, so first things first, we're going to get into it with flashlights. We're only going to focus on one brand this year because it's a brand that I stumbled upon recently and absolutely fell in love with, and that is Wuben. Now, Wuben has kind of taken the place of Olight in my collection here lately because, number one, no proprietary charging, and number two, I just kind of like the functions of these lights, and number three, and maybe one of the most important aspects, pricing. These guys are very inexpensive for very good products. So first things first, I'll talk about this little guy right here. This is the H3 headlamp. Cool little headlamp, mostly plastic construction, but it takes AAA batteries instead of any kind of rechargeable. I wanted something as a backup, like if something happens, the power goes out for a while, or if something happens in the world, and I need something that can just take AA's or AAA's without being recharged. That's where this guy comes in. Like 120 lumens and some red and blue light functions. So it's really cool. This is the H3. Up next, this is the first light that Wuben ever sent me. And this is my least favorite. This is the XO. And this one comes in around the $60-some price range. So you're looking at like Baton 3 level prices. And it's a similar light just with a angled emitter. This one's cool. Titanium pocket clip. Cool little switch up here. The only problem I had with it is that switch is way too easy to hit in your pocket. So it works fantastic for bags, but not so much for your pocket because everyday use, you have to lock that thing out before you put it in your pocket or you are going to turn it on in there. So it's a cool light, but I told them I didn't like this one as much. And they said, all right, you might like this one. And this is the E7. This one is quite a few times cheaper than the XO, with just as many features, but actually more. So, number one, it has two different emitters. Actually, the light beam isn't that different. It's more of a spread beam. It has a button on top instead of that cool little paddle, and just a regular old bent steel pocket clip, but this one works so much better for everyday carry. I don't know that I've hit this in my pocket one time and turned it on by accident, and also, this one's very modular. So you see, the tail cap is protruding pretty well there. Unscrew that. For $10 extra, you get an extension tube. Then you can stick an 18650 in here instead of the regular old 18350. And that gives this light much more runtime. Not only that, but for $10 extra, you can get this really high quality head strap, as well as throw in another $10. You can pick up this really cool sensor, and turns into, honestly, the best headlamp I've ever had. The extension does work with it. You just have to snap the light in first, then put the extension on, which is a little weird, but it works. And also, this headband is backwards compatible with the XO. So this, like I said, turned into one of the best headlamps I have had. You hook it in USB-C, and voila. Absolutely fantastic. I love this light. Last but not least, we have the C3. This thing is awesome, and as you can see, I have it mounted on a Picatinny mount right there. I just threw this on my little 22 that I have, and works fine for clearing varmints out or whatever's going on. If you need a little light on a 22, this works absolutely fantastic. 1200 lumens, max output, has a bunch of different modes, strobe, stuff like that. Again, 18650 in this guy. These only run $25. I will have thrown prices up on the screen for all of these things, but just to specifically point out that I paid $25 for this light, it is absolutely fantastic. Aluminum construction, back switch to turn on and off, to change your modes as well, half presses, stuff like that. This is absolutely fantastic. I am super happy that Wuben reached out to me and sent me some of this stuff because it is insanely good. I am super happy with it. If I had to tell you which one to get for someone this holiday season, it would be the E7 because this standalone runs about $25 and just for the light, and then they can continue to add on for $10 at a time if you want to. And By itself, though, the E7 is an absolutely fantastic everyday carry light. Up next, let's talk about storage. So, if you are shopping for someone who's in the everyday carry space, they can never have enough storage, especially if they're like me and have too much junk. So, number one, just starting out relatively cheap, this is the Vault case. These guys are fantastic. I used this on our family vacation this year just to take my EDC gear with me. Worked flawlessly. It's got slots up here for pins. You can buy all kinds of different kits to swap out in here and put different stuff, but this is where the knives go. You could have a panel for knives here, another panel for knives right here, and you could even put some here if you wanted to put some kind of separator or something in there. I also have a smaller version of this. I have it and didn't think to bring it down here, but this guy is fantastic for traveling, doing whatever with knives. These are awesome. They also have a TSA version that you can fly with. Absolutely love it. Go check these guys out. Everything I'm showing you here today that I can will be linked in the description, and please go check those links out because they help me out a lot. So, that Vault case is pretty cool, relatively inexpensive. This is a little bit more bougie right here. This is the Holme and Hadfeild Knife Deck Pro. I specifically got the Pro. This is actually for someone, my father, and I specifically got the Pro because it has the pivoting lid. I love this thing. The other versions, you have to pick the lid up and take it off. I knew this one would be more useful and more easy to access. So 4 knife slots, a really nice little leather pad. I don't think it's real leather, but it is very nice. As well as a drawer here to store a few things in. You'll see it here on B-roll, what you can set in here. I used this a couple times and put my whole everyday carry in it for the most part. Works absolutely fantastically. Only thing is, if you use a large fixed blade, it's not going to fit in here. But other than that, man, this thing will hold relatively huge knives. Here's the Vosteed Gator in there, and you can see it shuts, no problem. So this is fantastic. If you're looking to spend around $100, maybe between 100 and 150 on that special someone in your life for the holidays this year, I don't think you can go wrong with this. Even if they have one already, this is still another great gift because guess what? They always need somewhere to store their knives. So the Holme and Hadfeild Knife Deck Pro. So speaking of knives, I have all of these to show you. I have like 17 knives here to tell you about. So let's line them up, smallest to biggest, cheapest to most expensive, and we'll get through it fast. So there were just too many good knives this year, and I had to get this many out. So let's kick it off with the CJRB Mica and the CJRB Mini Pyrite. Both of these guys are fantastic. Very similar knives with different blade shapes. This one has a little bit different handle shape than this one, but you're not going to be upset with either one of them. It just depends on which blade shape the person you're buying for, or I know a lot of you guys watch this to see what you can buy. I know, I'm a part of the community. I do the same thing. You're not going to be disappointed with either one. Just depends on which blade shape you like. ARRPM 9 and aluminum handles, deep carry pocket clip, button lock. These guys are fantastic. Both of them, whichever blade shape you like, that's what I'd go with. The CJRB Mica and the CJRB Mini Pyrite. Up next, a small version of a knife you either love or hate, the QSP Mini Penguin. Micarta, 14C28N, deep carry pocket clip, good access to the liner lock. This guy's awesome, good action. If you like the Penguin, you'll probably like this little guy. And if you don't like the Penguin, but you like small knives, you'll probably like this little guy. This thing's great. Up next, one of the best small knives of this year, the Vosteed Mini Nightshade. 14C28N, G10, crossbar lock, aluminum accents. Absolutely fantastic action. $59. In my opinion, kind of a mini bug out killer. Now you might say, well, 14C28N is not equal to S30V, and you'd be right. That's where this guy comes in. Carbon fiber scales, S35VN on that blade. Same things I just mentioned about that. $95. Absolutely fantastic. If you like the mini bug out, you'll like this guy. Good ergonomics, cool blade shape, absolutely fantastic. Go check these guys out. They also have it in a non-coated blade with S35VN and carbon fiber. That one has blue accents. They have these 14C28N versions. They're around $59, and they have coated, non-coated, all kinds. So go check these guys out, the Vosteed Mini Nightshade. All right, so now we've got the small knives out of the way. I've got some regular sized knives here, all the way from $27 up to $200. So let's get into those. Coming in at the first one for $27 is this Sencut Don't remember the name of it. I'll throw it up right here. I was scrolling through Amazon the other day and found this guy. Absolutely fantastic deal. Again, links down in the description. Hopefully this guy's still 27 bucks. If he is, that is an absolute steal. I know this one is going to be a Dirty Santa gift this year. And I mean, for 27 bucks, D2 steel, micarta scales, deep carry, button lock, has that Civivi quality. As you can hear, a little bit of button stick. But for $27, I'll work that out all day. Up next is this knife right here that kind of caught me off guard. Kind of has taken the everyday carry world by storm. This is the Monokala. I don't know if it even really has a name. 14C28M titanium with a titanium deep carry pocket clip. $35. You might think, well, the action must be garbage. No, it's actually pretty impressive. Okay, well, the blade steel must be garbage. Well, Stasa 23 did some testing on it, and I'm pretty sure it passed with flying colors. I don't know what the catch is. I'm waiting. I said that in our group, and Max Level EDC was like, no catch. It's just that good. So I'm super impressed. The Monokala something or another. Again, go check the description. It'll be down there. All right, another one that I think I'm the only channel on YouTube to have covered this knife. This is the TJL Knives Flip Sheep's Foot variant. $40, D2 steel, micarta, deep carry pocket clip. Starting to sound like a broken record here, but these are just some guys in a garage having fun, and they wanted to start up a small knife company. So I think they're making some stuff by hand trying to do that. They have some leather wallets, and then these guys are OEM'd out of China. Look at that action. It's really cool. I covered this in one of my live streams, and then I did a video on it. Really cool knife. Go check these guys out. Again, links in the description. Here is probably around the $60-some price range. One of the best knives this year. The Qvist Blade Works Invert. Specifically the Invert. I have the variant 3, I think this is, right here. And it's cool. I like it. This is the titanium version with 14C28N. You can get this for $100. But I really like the Invert specifically. Now, you can get the Invert, same configuration as this guy. But the ergonomics, the usefulness, the just absolute way this is different from anything else on the market right now. I love this. This is a Jacob Lundquist design, not Justin, Jacob Lundquist for Qvist Blade Works. Absolutely fantastic knife, cool guy. I got to meet him at Blade Show. Inset deep carry pocket clip, 14C. Great action, great deployment, front flipper, awesome knife. And now, the most expensive one on the list is a brand new one coming from Vosteed. This is the Dachshund. Wow. Fantastic. I have the prototype of this knife, and they absolutely knocked it out of the park with the finished production version. M390 steel, titanium scales, milled pocket clip, crossbar lock, front flipper, thumb stud, and this thing is so much lighter, or it feels so much lighter than the prototype they gave me. They knocked it out of the park with this guy, and it's still available. So if that person in your life that you're buying for is more of a higher end taste into knives, if they don't have this one, pick it up for them. They will not be disappointed. I absolutely love mine. This just came in the mail today, and I can highly recommend it. And last but not least, fixed blades. That is something that I've been getting into here lately. Don't know why, just started liking them. First things first, let's go over this one. I picked this up on our honeymoon at Smoky Mountain Knife Works. This is the LT Wright Patriot. He's so tiny. Ain't it cute? These are just some really cool little fixed blades that work great. This one's about a 3.5 finger grip. You know, super great for just opening packages, whittling, whatever you want to do with a fixed blade. This little guy's up for the task. Micarta scales, A1 or A2 tool steel. I cannot remember, but a very useful little blade shape, and it comes in an awesome, tiny little leather sheath. Goes great on the belt. You won't even notice it's there unless it rides up and pokes you in the stomach like me. You got a big stomach. Love this guy right here. And then the Vosteed Mink. I know there's been a few Vosteeds on this. I work closely with Vosteed, but I wouldn't push the products if I didn't like them myself. This is one of the best fixed blades this year. Comes with a nice little Kydex sheath. The ulti clip I put on there comes with like a mini tech lock originally. And man, this thing's fantastic. Nitro V steel, micarta scales, full tang construction, And instead of pin, like that LT Wright, this has screws. So you can take the scales off, swap them, clean the knife, whatever you want to do. You could run this thing without scales if you wanted. Probably wouldn't be very comfortable, but great, especially when you slap an ulti clip on this thing. It fits well in the pocket. Really good. Love this knife. This is the Vosteed Mink. So up next, pins. That might sound boring, but this is actually a great gift to get someone, especially if they're in an executive position. They do a lot of writing. They're going to sign something very important to them. It's cool to have a cool pen. Now, most of the time, this is for a male. That's usually who these videos are geared for. But if you're shopping for a female, if you're a female yourself, welcome the 0.1 demographic of my channel. These are the O-Pen Minis. These guys are so tiny. This is the purple variation. They also have green and red if they're available. You might want to check that out. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. But yeah, these little guys are cool just for carrying every day. I like to carry a pen with myself every day. And these little guys are light. They're cheap. So if they go missing, you're not going to cry about it. Cool little pen. O-Pen Mini. Up next, a pen that's a little bit nicer, a little bit more hefty, a little bit more special, is this pen from Refyne. This is the Refyne EP1. I'm sure you've heard about these things all over YouTube. And when I first got the pen, I couldn't really suggest it because this bolt was so tight and so small that it hurt to actuate. But after a bit of use, it finally worn in, and I love this pen. I really like the insert in this. I'm not even sure what it is, but it writes really well, really ergonomic, very hefty, so it feels good when you're writing. I love this pen. Pocket clip's great. Action on the bolt is fantastic. And I'm not sure how many refills it will take, but you can check their website and see what that says. But yeah, the Refyne EP1, awesome little pen, around the middle of the price range for the ones I'm going to show you. Up next, two from Big Idea Design. These will be our last ones. The Big Idea Design Mini Click. They also have a mini bolt action. They have all kinds of different pens scattered all over their website. Go check those out. So they have mini variations, and they also have full-size variations. This is the full-size bolt action. Love this guy. It takes so many different refills. I have a Pilot G2 0.7 in there right now, I think, and it actuates up and down to take all kinds of different sizes. Comes with either a titanium bolt or this Damascus bolt. These guys are awesome. They run right around $100. These two pens cost the same, which is kind of funny, I know, but that's just the way it goes. Those guys are really awesome over there too. I've met them a few times. Really cool guys over at Big Idea Design. I prefer this over the tactile turn. I know the tactile turn is USA made. These are not. But I prefer the action on these guys, the finishes, and the looks, and the versatility of refills better on the Big Idea Designs than I do on the tactile turns. So, with that being said, Big Idea Design. And finally, bags. Not just any bags, Alpaka Bags. These guys are fantastic. They've worked with me on the channel a few times now, and I have loved their products they've sent me. This is the Elements Tech case. This is the Tech Brief Pro. This is their messenger bag, and this is one that actually my wife is trying out, and she will be helping me do the review on. Which one is this, babe? I don't know. One of the slings, though. And they're all awesome. I've loved them. They're made out of this X-Pack materials. Some of them are a more canvasy material. This bag right here, the Tech Brief Pro, is so versatile. It can be a briefcase, a backpack, a sling bag. And this was like my Sunday school bag. I kept books, other stuff like that in here. This was a great bag for like the beach. Sand slides right off of it. Some people even use these for winter to keep the water out. Same thing was this. That X-Pack material is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely love my bags from Alpaka. Cannot recommend them enough. Again, links in the description for those. So that is it, my entire gift guide for your 2023 holiday shopping. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, all those wonderful things. Have a great day, and God bless.